Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Vechain. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. And if you haven't seen the previous update, make sure to watch that before watching this one. It's going to be linked in the top right-hand corner of the screen. Now jumping into the So taking a look at Vechain on the daily chart, you can see that we still have the same Fibonacci retracement on the chart. The swing high was printed all the way back in November of 2021, and the swing low was printed in May of the same year. And if you don't know how to use the Fibonacci retracement, as always, there is going to be a link down below in the description that will, it takes you to a video where I explain how to use the Fibonacci retracement. So if you watch that and you're familiar with the fib retracement, we can continue. So our technical target was the 1.618 at 0.02362 cents. So the 1.618 Fibonacci level is typically your technical target after you start losing or breaking above the first level, depending on the way your fib is set up. So currently our fib is set up with the extension levels set to the downside, as we are in a bear market and in a downtrend. That is why we were looking for targets to the downside. And our technical target was the 1.618. And right now we're breaking above it, just barely breaking above it. We did see a move below the 1.618, so we can call that a fake out, this area here, because even if you did go below that, we did meet our target. We almost got to the second fib level, which is our capitulation target at 0.01447 cents. However, that did not happen. And I always tell you that you can dollar cost average if the coin dips below your expected price, because you should never be buying all in at the same time. So right now, if we start zooming into the chart, you can see that you have a yellow resistance trend line sitting at 0.02598 cents. And if we open up the weekly chart, it's going to show us that we have a bounce from here. So this is a pretty important resistance trend line. As you can see, we had a move to that trend line over here in June of 2022, in June actually twice, then once in July, once in September, in November, and right now we're running into that level once again in February this year. So if we don't break above this, I would not be expecting us, taking out the 1.414 or even taking out this August high, which, to be honest with you, was the most important high we could have taken out. If you take a look at a project like Cosmos Atom, you can see that he's way above the August high. In fact, he printed a September high that was higher than the August high. So Cosmos Atom is looking very healthy and very good. Most of the altcoins are, struggling to retrace to their November high. I'm not even, touching on the August high. So hopefully we can break above this November high, and then we can start talking about another move to the upside. What's important is that we don't lose this swing low that we printed at the end of December, because that is technically right now our bear market bottom. We do need Bitcoin to break above $25,000 and solidify there for us to assume that the Bitcoin bottom has been printed. And once that is set in stone, then we can obviously assume that the altcoins have printed the bottom as well, since most of the times we do print the bottoms for the altcoins in December before we end the bear market. So right now, this doesn't mean that the bull market is starting immediately. I wouldn't be looking at any crazy price action until the Fed starts cutting interest rates. So once that happens, then we can start, expecting something like the 2020 to 2021 bull market. And I think that's going to happen in 2024 to 2025. Until then, we have to be holding and dollar cost averaging and learning about the space and learning to manage our funds like professionals, and not like some 15-year-old kid who just got a bunch of money and he's gonna go into a short position and lose all of it with 100 leverage. That's not what we're here about this channel. In fact, we don't do leverage at all. So you have this blue support block between 0.0234 cents and between 2 cents. So this support block is very important for us to hold, as it was a support level we retested in June. We lost it in November, and then we came back up above it right now. And hopefully, if we're going to be seeing a pullback very soon, hopefully, we're going to come back down to 2 cents, retrace there, retest that, and then continue from there. And that is going to be a perfect entry point, and that is going to be a perfect higher low. However, the next move we make is going to be a make or break, because if we fail to break above this high, that's not going to be looking good for Vechain, and we could be looking for a move to the downside afterwards, because if you fail to break a resistance level multiple times, you do see a pullback. You tend to see a pullback to get more power from where you came over here, and then try once again later on. But I would assume that if Bitcoin continues in the manner it's been going or pumping in the last month, then people are flipping bullish and turning bullish right now. But I do think that the macroeconomic setting that we find ourselves in is not very suitable for a bull market. So I don't expect anything to come out of this. And I do think we're going to see a pullback. Hopefully we're not going to see any black swan events, because those are usually correlated to some terrible events happening in the world. So I would just like some healthy pullbacks and a retracement to the upside, healthy pullback, bounce, pullback, bounce, just a healthy market in general. But, that's not always the case, and you don't always get what you ask for. Now, the daily RSI here is looking like we're about to hit this purple support block. That's going to be something we should be keeping our eyes on, as we have retested that multiple times as resistance and as support. And now we broke above it in January, and we are yet to see a pullback and a retest. So hopefully that's what's going to happen here. You can see that we're getting another bearish divergence here. If you take a look at the price action, you can see that we're only seeing a move to the upside, or the highs are actually higher each time, but the lows on the RSI are lower. So this is a bearish divergence, and this is typically followed by a pullback in the price action. So I do think we are going to see a pullback. All of these little indicators telling about this potential pullback are screaming in our face right now. So I would not be entering Vechain at this point. Actually, let's see how far it's gone up since December. 72%. It's not as bad as some other altcoins in terms of it hasn't gone up that much. So if you really want to get into a Vechain, I mean, sure, you can buy in right now, because it's really still in this same area where we are bottoming out. And it's not like some altcoins that have, done a 3x since then. But I would still be considering this area as a good dollar cost averaging zone until you start moving out of it. I would say after you break above the August high, that's when you are getting a bit more expensive. So for now, you can buy with each pullback and dollar cost average and make your way into a good position, so that once we get to the next bull market, you're all set. Now, let's switch over to the Binance weekly chart. And before we continue, guys, I quickly want to talk about my Patreon. Now, if you want to get involved, there's going to be a 7-day free trial. So you can go ahead and join, and you're going to get access to all of my content since I started posting on Patreon, which was all the way back in October of 2021. So there are hundreds and hundreds of posts with low cap gems, my exclusive podcasts that I do for patrons only, my low cap gem reviews, project highlights, your technical analysis requests, exclusive videos for patrons. So there's a whole bunch of stuff there that I don't share on YouTube or Twitter, as to add more value to it. And I also share all of my buys, all of my sells. I share my portfolio in there. So if that's something that you're interested in and you really want to support the channel, then feel free to check it out. Thank you. So I don't want to take any more of your time. We're just going to glance at the weekly chart real quick. We're breaking out of the falling wedge here, and our technical target right now is sitting at 0.03223 cents. That is where the wedge was created. So we're going to be targeting that, and that is exactly where the 55 EMA is trying to creep up to. So hopefully once those meet, and we can see a nice retest there, and we're going to see a bounce. So once that happens, potentially we could be coming back down to the top of this support block. And this is something that I gave you a very, very long time ago. And we did dip our toes into the support block, but not deep enough. And then we had a nice move to the upside. So I'm not sure if we're going to be coming back into this support block anywhere between 0.029192 all the way to 0.00887. So below 1 cent even was this support block setup, or the bottom of the support block. We did not go that deep, obviously, and I don't think we're going to be retesting that. And we're overall printing a healthy higher up, or higher low, I should say, higher up. What is that? You have this high, this low, this high, and then you have a higher low. So this is quite a healthy trend we've got here for Vechain. And if we're not going to be coming back down below this area, below the November 20 low, I think we're all good and we're all set for a new low to take out that bull market top, and we can set a new target to the upside. And in fact, we can try that right now. So let's see what we've got here. So $1.45 is going to be your technical target from the bottom of that Fibonacci retracement. That is going to be 9,141%. I think it's doable. We can do that. It's not unthinkable, but I would be more conservative, and I would take a look at 82 cents as your primary exit for the bull market. But we'll see. Maybe we'll print a new low. Who knows? Who knows? But overall, we're doing pretty good on the charts. We're running into this resistance level and actually breaking above it on the weekly chart. That's massive. So things are looking good for the altcoins as of right now. Obviously, with any pullbacks for Bitcoin, altcoins will get stomped on. So, be ready for that with some cash. And thank you all for watching. If you want to check out my Patreon, there's going to be a free 7-day trial for anyone looking to join. You get access to all of my content since October of 2021, and there are hundreds of posts, low cap gems, my thoughts on the market, podcasts, TA requests, all of that is going to be there. So feel free to let me know what you think of it. And thank you all for watching. I'm going to see you in the next one. Goodbye and good night.